Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where in the world you are joining me from. I am 𝐿𝐉𝐻𝐈, and this is the Crypto and Cognac podcast show, as always, live every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. sharp, Atlantic Standard Time, right here on YouTube. So go tell a friend to like, share, subscribe. You know how to do it, so the algorithm can help us, help me to help you to help them. Yeah, that's what we're about. Guys, welcome. As always, I got my Henny in the back, I got my Henny in the front. Today, I'm going to be tasting this Hennessy VS limited edition NBA Cognac. We're going to see if it's the same as all the other VSs or if it's a little different, because I feel like I need a special drink for you all this evening, because the kind of questions that I've been getting in my DMs lately really has me a little confused. You know what I mean? I really wanna know if you're new here. I really want to know if you're all new here. I know you all can't see it, but these ice are actually NBA Hennessy basketballs. It's the coolest. But yeah, as always, cheers. As always, please drink and degen responsibly. And as always, before we get into the show, we got to do the housekeeping. You all know the same way we have the yak is the same way we have our conversations. Always the ICE rule. It's all about information, conversation, education. I share with you, you share with me, and maybe on the other side of this, we all a little bit better off in terms of our knowledge and awareness in this crazy, cryptic world of cryptocurrency. Always good. So, like I've been saying, we hit an all-time high in this crypto space after recovering from the bear market's bottom of $16,000 per Bitcoin, US dollars that is, all the way up to $73,700. And today we are at, I think, 61,005, somewhere around there, between 61,005 and 62,000. And as always, whenever the price goes down, everybody jumps into my DM, jumps into Crypto Caribbean's DM. They want to know, is the bull market over? Is this cycle different from every other cycle? Have we reached our new top? Is it time to sell everything and go away until the next cycle? And I could talk about a lot of different things, right? I could talk about the fact that, the microeconomic factors. We could talk about investor behavior, which we talked about before. We could talk about market liquidity. We could talk about technological developments. We could talk about the regulatory changes across the world. We could talk about the adoption in amongst institutions and businesses. We could talk about the macroeconomic factors. We could talk about the monetary policy. We could talk about inflation. We could talk about economic stability. We could talk about geopolitical events, and we could talk about the global financial markets. Yes. We could talk about all the regulatory uncertainty and market manipulation. We could talk about potential wars and conflicts all around the world as being contributory to this. But long and short of it all, I have one question. Are you all new here? Huh? You all new here? You all have to be new here, because I don't know what you're asking me. We are down 16.5% from all-time high a few months ago, and you're already panicking. You're already willing to sell everything and go back to all the economic conditions that exist in this traditional financial space that existed prior to March this year, prior to 2024, prior to 2008 when Bitcoin was first conceptualized and introduced. You all want to run back to that because we are down 16.5%. And as I said before, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I just telling y'all from the bottom of my glass, not my heart, what my perception is. And again, the question is, are you new here? Because you have to be new here to think that just because of a 16.5% correction, the bull run is done. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not Miss Cleo, Mr. Cleo, right? Nostradamus. I don't have no crystal ball, but I have historical data and historical information about how these bull cycles have operated previously. And today, I just want to give you a few little reminders, right? As far back as 2013. So Bitcoin moved from $10 in January 2013, $10, all the way up to $266 in April of 2013, right? And then following that increase, there was a significant correction all the way back down to $50, an 80% decline, right? But that was April, right? You know that by December, we had taken all the way back off to an $1,150 all-time high by the end of the year, right? By December. And then by mid-December, we went back down again to 500. So from $10 to $266, was that the end of the cycle? No, it wasn't. Because, all the way down to $50 from $266. Was that the end of the cycle? No, it wasn't, because we still went to an all-time high of $1,150 that very same year, a few months later. That was 2013. In 2017, right? We went from, in June, July 2017, we surged to nearly $3,000, right, in June. And then by July, we had fallen from $3,000 all the way back down to $1,800, right? A 40% correction in 1 month, from June to July, a 40% correction. But by September, we had reached 5,000, right? And then by January, that was 2017, September 2017, we had reached 5,000. And then by January, right? By December 2017, we went all the way up to $20,000. So moving from 5,000 down to 3,000, down to 1,800, then 5,000 to 3,000, and then all the way to 20,000, all in the same bull run, eh? All in the same bull run. We're talking 40%. Let me go just back the other day in 2021, right? Bitcoin rose to 42,000 in early January 2021. We then had a correction that dropped us all the way down to $30,000, a decline of 30%. But then by May, June, no, not by May, June, I think by April of that same year, we went all the way up to 64,000, right? So from January, 42,000 down to 30,000, all the way back up to 64,000. right? Then we fall all the way down to 29,000 before heading all the way back up to 69,000, which was the market top for that particular bull run. So again, we are down from 73,700 in March to 61,500, a 16.5% correction in Bitcoin, with ETFs, with countries adopting it, with more and more individuals in the US and otherwise adopting it, with the US presidential election steaming up, with Bitcoin as a significant talking point for that election, with adoption taking place every single corner of this world. And you all want to know if a 16.5% correction is reflective of the fact that this is over. We should pack up shop and wait for the next bull cycle. Bruh, are you new here? That's my question. Because I really can't take it. I can't take all this serious. I know there are some new people, right? I'm not talking to all you. And if you are new, we have over 100 episodes of previous Bitcoin crypto talking, so you can get up to date, so that you can educate yourself, so that you are not panicking at a 16.5% correction. And if you are panicking at a 16.5% market correction, you are overexposed. You have not followed the golden rule. Do not invest more than you can afford to lose. Because even if this thing goes to zero, which is what that means, if this thing goes to zero, you should not be climbing any tall buildings and taking the fast elevator down. Do not invest more than you can afford to lose. And if this 16.5% correction, if a 26.5% correction, if a 36.5% correction has you feeling extremely nervous, I think it's time for you to review your portfolio, because you are most likely overexposed. You understand? So do your own research, because this is not financial advice. Maybe you have a higher risk tolerance than me, right? And if you're really feeling sick, your belly hurting by these corrections, find your nearest liquor mart, find your nearest supermarket, find your nearest shop in whichever territory, country, continent you are in, because they definitely sell Hennessy. And you definitely need to have yourself a drink and chill out, right? Or maybe you should pack it all up. Call it a day. This is not for you, right? Buy low, sell high. That's the easy part. Holding your nerve through that is the hard part. Because nobody knows when the lows are. Nobody knows when the highs are. But that's all I had to say. We have too much still to happen in this bull cycle for me to be panicking. And if it just so happened that Peter Schiff is correct and we have begun another bear cycle, we continue to DCA. We continue to dollar cost average into it, because you know what? There is going to be no more than 21 million Bitcoins ever. So it gives us a chance to continue to buy at these discounted prices, right? We all can't be Michael Saylor. We can't sell debt to buy Bitcoin, but we continue to dollar cost average, right? Because like I say every week, and if you've been following me since day one, adoption is inevitable, right? So shout out to Stephen in the comments as always. Brother Ans Anil, shout out to you. Unika, everybody in the chat. Like I say, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And that's all I had to say this evening. I'm not going back into more details about it. Take a chill drink, not a chill pill. Take a chill drink. And if you need a drink, what I can recommend you, what I can advise you on is that yak, that Henny dog, right? Because that's what keeps my nerves steely, right? Guys, that's it for me, you know. Steven, where think we get into? 220. Steven say 220K BTC on the way. Steven is not a financial advisor either. So don't listen to Steven. Steven is a madman. Steven is a man that take a loan to buy BTC and thing. He might be a very rich madman one day. But I do have a belly, even with my Henny. Steven, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, every single person who tune in every week to see us. All I want to do, all I'm asking you guys to do is to share the good news according to Satoshi, right? Tell a friend to tell a friend to like, share, subscribe. What else can you do? Comment, and I'll be back with you next week, right? Hopefully by then we have something more exciting to talk about. Oh, let me tell you all where we at, because this correction has been hard on the portfolio, but we're still at $1,121, right? The portfolio overall is down 6.92% or $83.42. We celebrate the wins. We hold on for the losses. With the DCA, I'm gonna drop a little $100 110, and we'll see how we go, right? Maybe now is a nice time to buy. Maybe. So, guys, see y'all on the flip side. 𝐿luminati out. Be blessed. Cheers.